Fear no evil. Tell yourself, I'm not scared any longer. Tell yourself, I'm not afraid anymore. Because we've been made. I said we've been made. Endure for the night. But joy comes in the morning. It's a midnight service. And God said, but I'm getting ready to go somewhere else. God, can I get a witness in the room here? Because I heard verse number 24 tell us that every place that the sole of our feet shall tread shall belong to us. But I like verse number 25 here. But the Elvis, we got to go home now before the traffic on Greenwood gets bad. But I heard verse number 25 say, it said, there shall no man be able to stand before you. He said, for the Lord your God shall lay the fear of you and the dread of you upon all the land that he should tread upon as he has said unto you. In other words, what the Lord said to tell somebody is that once you obey my word and once you get in what I told you to do, he said, then you got good news that you can shout on. He said, every place that you put your feet shall belong to you. But God said, wait a minute, because some of y'all are saying that I heard the promise and I started walking on stuff, but I realized that there were some giants in my promised land. But God, he told me to tell you that if there are no giants, then it's not the promised land, because every place of promise is going to have a problem or two. Can I get a witness in here? But God, he told me to tell you that in spite of the giants and in spite of the problem, he said when you get there, he said every enemy that's in your promised land, he said every problem that's in your promised land, he said I'll put the fear of God in them. You ought to lean over now and just tell your neighbor, say neighbor, I don't know about you, but tell him, say neighbor, if you see my enemy this week, tell him, say watch out. If you see my demon this week, tell him, say watch out, because things have changed. I got to close here now, but I'm about to make myself happy. I can remember a scene from the movie called The Color Purple, when they were sitting at the table, and after a long time, she finally spoke up, and the old man, he started laughing, and he said something here that God told me to tell you. He said things around here are getting ready to change, and God, he told me to tell you that you ought to go home and walk in your house with the power of the Holy Ghost and tell the devil, say things around here are getting ready to change. I dare somebody to go to your job where that supervisor is acting like the devil and put some oil on your desk. Y'all don't do that no more. Put some oil on your desk and prophesy to your workspace and say things around here are getting ready to change. You ought to high five your neighbor and just say, neighbor, I know that you've seen me going through hell. I know that you've seen me going through pain, but prophesy to him and say things are getting ready to change. Not just say for you too, because God said to tell you as we go home tonight that some of y'all in here have been in a place where you walked in some pain, you walked in some misery, you walked in heartache, you walked in being talked about, you walked in being misunderstood. But God said that if you keep on walking, you're coming out of that. You're coming out of pain. You're coming out of depression. You're coming out of loneliness. You're coming out of low self-esteem. You're coming out of your addiction. And what then, preacher, am I walking in? God said to tell a praise in here that you ought to tell yourself that from now on I'm walking in power. From now on I'm walking in prosperity. From now on I'm walking in abundance. I need help now. I don't feel good in my body, but can I find some preachers in the pew to help me get the word out? Tell your neighbor, say neighbor, I'm getting ready to walk out of here. I'm getting ready to walk in favor. I'm getting ready to walk in more than I've ever had. Take me higher, because God said that the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. And God said that he ain't long. I've walked through the valley of the shadow of death. I will fear no evil. Tell yourself I'm not scared any longer. Tell yourself I'm not afraid anymore, because we've been made. I said we've been made endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. It's a midnight service, and God said that as of now it's a morning time. Wake up, church. It's a morning time. The clouds are gone. It's a morning time. The stars are no longer visible. It's a morning time. Now can somebody give God praise right now? Can somebody give God a shout right now? Right now,